show you the presenters tonight and really, get into some questions so you can get to know the presenters of the Work-Life Balance Summit. Damien, you're muted.
There's a lot going on today. I'm Damien Kinsey, the co-creator of 2350 Effect. The Work-Life Balance Summit, we're ready to go, and we're definitely happy to have you. Thank you for joining us. Everyone who's out there, whoever's out there, let us know where you're joining us from so we can talk to you. We have a special night. It is definitely Meet the Presenter Week, and those people who are familiar with Meet the Presenter Week, that is that time when we talk to and we meet all the presenters of the summit that is coming up, which is the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. All right.
Yeah, we're excited. We're going to bring some presenters up tonight. We've got 3 amazing people to share with you tonight, and we've got a series of questions, but please drop in the comments where you're from and ask us any questions for the presenters that you might have, and please share this out with your friends. We would love that as well. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate that, as well as Nick. Thank you for being here tonight. We know you two ladies are very busy ladies, so thank you so much for being here, as well as Christy. Good to see you. And Al, great to see you as well. Hello, Leslie.
Yeah. Great to see you as well. Leslie, Al, Christy, Nick, Jackie, thanks for joining us and showing up. All right. Dr. Farron, you want to introduce our first guest?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know who you're going to bring up, so bring someone up and I'll give an introduction to them. How does that sound? All right. Everyone, please welcome Sharon Byrne. We are so excited to have her join us this year. She has joined us in the past at our event last year as a attendee, and she is incredibly active on LinkedIn. You can hear her, talking in other spaces and places about wellness, about, good vibe things, as well as financial matters as well. So please welcome Sharon. Thanks for joining us today. Say hello to everybody.
Hello. Now that I got myself unmuted. Hi, everybody. How are you all? Thank you for joining us. And thank you for having me. And I'm excited to be part of the summit this year as a presenter. It was great being there as a participant or an attendee, but it's even better to be both. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, our next guest coming up. So we do have 3 amazing guests who are definitely presenting at the Work-Life Balance Summit. Our second guest, Christina, has started with us with this summit journey. I'm interested to see her flow of the summit. She does a lot of stuff about wellness, supporting people, and it's definitely a great fit for having her come up for the summit. And it's our first time presenting at the summit. Christina, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a part of the summit.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to learn from all the other speakers as well.
Yes, I agree, Felipe. Sharon is awesome. Jackie, thanks for coming out there. It is definitely a Sunday. And for those people who it's their Monday, please drop in the comments that it is your Monday. We know, like Al, it's Monday for you, so we appreciate you joining us as well. All right.
And for those that it's a Monday of a Sunday.
Yes, definitely. All right. So we do have one more guest. Dr. Farron, do you want to introduce our last guest?
Yes, we're excited to welcome Felipe Cofino with us tonight, as he has just been just a very wonderful person to get to know. He has a lot of experience and expertise in the HR field. He is going to be talking to us about some things about AI as well as he is a recent author. Congratulations on your most recent book, as well as a top voice on LinkedIn. So thanks for being with us, Felipe. We're excited to have you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Tanya and Damien. I'm looking forward to this event. I know I spoke at a past one, and it was amazing, not only to present, but just to listen to the other presenters. So I'm really looking forward to that. And this topic about how AI can help our wellness is, I think, it'd be a very relevant topic, especially with what's going on with AI right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thanks everyone again for joining us. We're happy to have you here. So let's get started. Let's get in here and let's talk about a few things about you all. So we'll start with Sharon. I'm going to ask a question. Are you all right with that, Damien? Just give me a nod. You don't even have to unmute. He's giving me a thumbs up. We're ready to roll. So a lot of us get to work virtually. I work virtually. Y'all, I am working from Michigan today. I know Jackie's going to be excited to hear that I am in Michigan today, but I've been up here this weekend visiting a cousin, playing some golf in this beautiful weather, just having a great time. But if you can work anywhere in the world, Sharon, where would you like to tune in from and why?
Probably Australia. And my why for that is I was in college. I think I was a sophomore in college, and one of my really good friends was going to be studying abroad in Australia. And I remember being so happy for her, but so envious because she was going to Australia during our winter. So she was going to have 2 summers. And I'm a warmer weather person than I am a colder weather person. So, but it's always been something that has interested. Australia has always been a draw for me. I don't really know why. So I want to find out if my draw to it is everything I would expect and more. So
I know. You know what? I am with you on the 2 summers, girl. Let me tell you, I am a summer girl. So that's a great plan. If I ever get to work from Australia, that would be great. I love that. That's on my mom's bucket list as well. How about you, Christina? If you could go anywhere in the world and tune in, where would you go?
Hey guys, currently I'm in Kansas, but I would love to go back to Germany. I lived there 5 years and it's so much to do. You just don't feel the stress and you can sit on the Hauptstrasse of the main street, look up at the castle, people watch as they go by. It's just so calming and so inspirational for someone that's a creative artist and poet. So that's why.
That sounds incredible. I've not been to Germany, but that does sound incredibly relaxing. I love that. Lucky you got to be there. Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Felipe?
So I think if I had to go long term, I think my family would appreciate something like Australia, like Sharon said, because of the English language. But if I had to pick, I'd say Spain, northern Spain, where we have family there. I grew up, my summers there, and it's just so peaceful, and relaxing that I feel like I'd really be able to focus on things like this so well and just be chill, relaxed, present, but very relaxed.
Spain is on my bucket list for sure, Felipe. When I do pick that trip to go on, I will be talking to you. We'll be having a conversation of all the sites. I'm sure you've probably got it down pat. That sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
I'll definitely share some tips. Absolutely.
Yeah. Damien, how about you? If you could tune in from anywhere in the world, where would you pick?
Hey, I'm home team. I'm tuning in from anywhere in the world. I'm picking New York. Sorry.
I love that. I love that.
I just want to live in gratitude of where I'm at. And I'm happy where I'm at. I'm able to see my family, my friends. So, I'm grateful for that. Just give me the simple things.
Nice, nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I would say, even though I'm in Michigan tuning in right now, which is just a beautiful thing to be able to do, I love Rome. And so that is definitely a place that I have been to, I've loved, and I cannot wait to go back. I love to travel. So anywhere that I can go is always fun. So thank you so much. Let's add a few more people. Linda, thank you for joining us tonight. Awesome. Lisa Fevic is also joining us. And Kinga, thank you for the compliment about my hair. This is a la natural curls. I think it's part of the Italian heritage in me. Leanna, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're excited to have you all. with us. If you have any questions for these three presenters, remember we have 22 presenters. So this is the first night that we're hosting. So if you're joining us, stay tuned every night this week. We've got presenters, but if you've got questions for these presenters, you want to know about them, drop it in the chat. Damien, why don't you take that next question?
Before I get to that, I just want to acknowledge some of the spaces people said: Canada, Minnesota, Germany, all great places. And I think Jackie was asking where in Minnesota and Michigan you at. But I think that's something that you definitely can catch up with offline, you know. I don't know where she's
Text me,
at.
Jackie.
Yes. So the next question is, what is that one thing that you know, like so much that you like, okay, I can't get enough of it, or I have too much of it, but I acknowledge it. So it has to be either a food, a television show, something of that nature that is one of those guilty, as they say, pleasure snack podcast show. What is yours? And while everyone is thinking, you know, I'm gonna read some more. Oh, okay.
Well, while they're thinking, you could think
My hair
King
is
give
great.
her a nice compliment on your hair, Damien.
Thank you for the compliment about my hair.
Okay. Well, my guilty pleasure is definitely a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
There's something about the combination between chocolate and peanut butter that I can't get enough of.
Nice.
So
Does it
I have
stick to the root of your
Huh?
mouth? Do they stick to the root of your mouth?
I've
No?
never had that problem. I have to be honest.
Okay.
So I think the chocolate offsets enough of the peanut butter, in my opinion, that they don't really stick to the roof of your mouth. But then
Okay.
again, I'm a peanut butter fan as well, so I don't really know that I would have a problem either way.
Got it. All right. Thank you for that, Sharon. Christina.
So I have two guilty pleasures. One is doom scrolling TikTok, and the other is TED Talks. I do a calm before the storm, as I like to call it, and I spend 30 minutes either like watching TikTok or watching my favorite TEDx talks right before I start working, and it just makes me feel like I'm not rushing my day in. And so those are my two guilty pleasures.
You know, I wish I had a guilty pleasure that was as intelligent sounding and as profound as watching a TED Talk to start your day. To me, that's not necessarily a pleasure. I think I love to learn. I definitely, but I'm a little jealous that you find pleasure in that. That's awesome. I'm going to share two, because one, we were literally just talking about it in the green room before we started the live, was one of my sweet. I cut out sweets in my life a lot. I really have. But if I'm going to have a sweet, I'm going for these nerd gummy clusters. They are just addictively good. Really, I mean, just you'll come down from the sugar high and you'll still feel good. All right. But if I'm talking about like television, I get anything Marvel. Literally anything Marvel. Being that comic book nerd growing up, I always wanted to see those comic books come to life. And so now to be able to see them, I will rewatch, the Superman movie. Because DC too. I'll rewatch X-Men, Avengers. I don't care, because to me, it's just I got what I wanted when I was a little kid. So it allows me to relax, and my family, if I talked about it as much as I thought about it, they would probably ban me.
Right. I like that. I like Marvel movies too. I was just watching a few of them. I was watching DC Superman the other night.
They did a really good job with that. They really did.
I'll
Dr.
have
Farron.
to send you my Spider-Man drawing.
Spider-Man's my favorite. He's my favorite. Oh, I can't wait to see that. That'd be cool.
Nice.
I wanted to be Spider-Man. I tried to climb up the walls in my hallway when I was a little kid, and my mom would get mad from all the shoe marks on the walls.
Okay. You were doing the side and
yeah.
okay.
And I get up the ceiling. I get all the way up to the ceiling doing it, but it was thanks to the shoes. Had good rubber soles.
Now, were you okay with your kids doing it?
We didn't have good hallways here to do it, so I don't think they ever thought of the idea. I never gave it to them. I never told them about that until they were older. So my son climbed trees though. We would find him at the top of the tree at 6 years old. Like, what are you doing up there? Like, parents. So he got the gene.
Genetic.
Yeah, they used to call me Monkey Boy because I would climb anything in front of me. So he got that.
I love that. I love that.
Dr. Farron, what's yours? I kind of know. Starts with a D.
I was really trying to go outside the box. People are probably tired of hearing about my addiction to Doritos. Oh my gosh, it is horrible. It is definitely a guilty pleasure. Some Doritos are delicious. Yes, right? That's the best. What's left on the fingers, the last licks. It is so good. I know.
Cheetos the same way, I think, a little bit too.
Yeah, I would agree.
Cheetos.
And I do, like, I pick the time when I'm like, it's like a planned, moment. I'm going to go get, now I try to control myself and get the bag from the gas station. Maybe that's a smaller portion control. And because I can't stop, I can't stop. My husband and I were laughing. His is circus peanuts. You know what circus peanuts are? Do you remember what those are? They're like just pure sugar. And I know when he goes to Bass Pro Shops, he's going to buy them and eat the whole bag. And he did Friday. I was like, now you're going to have a bellyache. I knew it. I'm going to have to hear about it in this whole ride up to Michigan. But yeah, it's funny. I love that. Somebody wanted to know, and you can drop it in the chat if you want to, Christina, your favorite TED Talk. And so, or the most recent one that you have seen, or that you want to share.
I'll drop my most favorite TED Talk in the chat because I want to make sure I give the full right title, but it was talking about how schools aren't made for learning. It's very interesting, and it's a British presenter, and he's hilarious. And as someone who comes from a teacher background, it's kind of interesting to see the perspectives.
Very cool. Thank you.
See, Meryl's with you.
I gotta say one thing, Dr. Tanya. My wife went to Costco and she bought the box of like multi bags of chips.
Yes.
Those are awesome, right? And there's a new thing. It's like the mini snack ones. They're like, no lie, they're like the size of a credit card, and you open it up, there's like 4 chips in it. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I know. I
was about
agree.
to ask that question. Like, did you see this? Remember the shift where the bag was full and then it started becoming air compressed? Like,
yes.
Yeah, I was about to ask that same question before Dr. Fran talked about the chat. I thought
There's only half the bag is full now because it's so air compressed.
But those little mini ones, just buy a bag and put them in little Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Those are good snacks for younger kids, pre-K, kindergarten. I think that's probably when they kind of make it like that.
Yeah, not for adults. Agreed.
Yeah.
Fine.
And mine is French fries. I stay away from them. I feel great, but they taste delicious.
I love
what
that.
kind? You can't just say French fries. The McDonald's, thick, steak fries, what kind?
So now you want to ask what the best one in my opinion now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the best fries overall, it's McDonald's historically are the best ever. But creeping up on them is Shake Shack.
Ooh.
Shake Shack is really good. And I do like Chick-fil-A fries. It's just different. It's some reason it just
waffle fries or regular fries?
The waffle fries.
Those are two completely different. Like,
but Shake Shack is really getting close to McDonald's.
All right, I'll check out Shake Shack.
I love that, Meryl. Exactly. Shrinkflation Doritos. I know. They might be doing it for me, for my own self-control, for sure. Yeah.
I agree, Kinga. Most fries are really, really, really good.
What about sweet potato fries?
No. Sorry.
Oh, I like sweet potato fries. All right.
I did figure out the name of the TED Talk, and this is why I say give me time to look it up because I was off base. It's Do Schools Kill Creativity, and it's by Sir Ken Robinson.
I like Five Guys too. That's good. Yes. See, you just talk about fries, your favorite food, talk about Doritos, and you can have an hour-long conversation around that. But fortunately, this is Meet the Presenter week, and we want to meet the presenters. There's so much we have to ask them. And thank you for putting that in, Nick. Thank you for putting and Kinga, Maro, and everyone. Keep putting it in, your comments in, so we can see. Dr. Finn, you want to take the next question?
Yes, I do. I really do. So, a lot of you, could be working, and those of you in the audience, I want you to ask or answer this question as well. What trends are you seeing in workplace culture around balance today? Like, what are some of the trends that you are seeing in workplace culture around balance today? Felipe, I'm going to let you go first. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
It's a trend that I will say I'm very pleased to see. As an HR person, I'll admit I get frustrated sometimes, but it's the trend of people creating their boundaries. And it's actually been really good to see them do it without being snarky about it. Like you come in and ask them, nope, that's my boundary. No, they're being respectful about it and intelligent about it. And they really, in some cases, they're not even saying the word boundary. They're just articulating what they need. And if it goes well, everyone respects it. So I've been seeing that happen more and more. And it's been really a positive thing to see, because I think before people were afraid that they would be looked at as not a team player. Because one of the things that people I think realized was you're not saying no. Just a lot of times you're saying not right now.
Absolutely love that. And I'm going to be talking about boundaries more at the event. So just kind of popping that in there as well. I do agree with you. I notice also, and sometimes I'm seeing more managers being open to staff members sharing their boundaries, and people feeling more comfortable saying, like you said, I don't think that that's going to work for me this year, maybe next year or in 6 months or something like that. I love that. I love that. Christina, how about you being a coach? You're probably having this conversation with people who are in a workplace, or they're creating their own environment. What are you noticing?
I am, and especially in an environment with so many people having to take on more skills and a higher workload, or to have to expand out and do their own business. One of the things that I've really loved seeing is leaders modeling that it's okay to set boundaries, that it's okay to take time off, that it's okay to voice that, hey, this is a rough week. If you can, please just message me today so I can get to everything, because that was not so much the case in the past. So it's very exciting to see that right now.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for weighing in on that. I appreciate that. How about you, Sharon?
So what I'm seeing, which I'm very happy about, is I'm seeing in a workplace culture that employers are now offering opportunities for work-life balance in the work sites. A lot of the time they'll have wellness type of seminars for lunch, or they have a lot of like walking clubs for lunch hours, or even a weight loss challenge, or just some meditation. So it's being invited into the workplace, and it's being seen as a way to refuel your workforce within the workday. So I'm loving that. And also the fact that a lot of workforces are now also within their benefits packages offering like gym membership, opportunities or things like that. And I think that's just golden.
I agree. I think that's incredible to be able to offer. Thank you for sharing that also. Did anybody else want to respond to each other? I mean, you're more than welcome to do that. You don't have to just talk in your one moment.
I was going to add on to Sharon's that I love they're also offering mental health coverage, virtual opportunities to work from home so many days a week, and even those ERGs that help you feel connected and seen,
For
Yeah,
those of you that don't know, ERG is an employee resource group that may, focus on women or a specific ability or, veterans or something along that line. Mhm.
The one that I love as one of the ones I do is I'm a community champion. So even for volunteer work, it's not just
Yes.
within the company itself. So I really appreciate that they're taking a more holistic approach to their employees.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's.
Oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Sharon.
sorry, Felipe. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Thank you. I was just really quick going to say that I do think it's great that we are taking a stronger stance on mental health, because if we don't have our health, we don't have anything really, because our health is our foundation for everything else that we do, mental, physical, and all aspects of health.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I
No,
was
go
gonna,
ahead.
during the pandemic, I think that was a massive shift in how open people were about talking about mental health, because a lot of them were experiencing a mental health challenge for the first time, whether it was loneliness, fear, whatever the case may be. I do think that there is another trend that we should worry about and keep an eye on still, is the trend of hybrid and remote work and lack of engagement that could lead to loneliness. So that is a real threat out there that people, I think, are assuming everyone's okay, but you got to check in on those, even the ones that are shining brightly. You still got to check on them.
100%. I agree. 100%. That's very true. Finding ways to get out also and seeing some of those other peers and employees is really, really good for the soul and just really makes you feel even more connected. I think that's great. How about you, Damien? Anything that you're noticing or seeing workplace trend?
I think I said a lot of them. I also think that the balance of how you have meetings. Sometimes everyone can't get into the space and place, so having a virtual option, I see, has been big since over the last 5 years. Virtual and in-person combination. Sometimes some people can get in a room, and then some people, have other things to do. They can get into a virtual space, which I think is really good, so people can be included and be around each other. I think also having I've noticed, like, over the past 20 years, I'm gonna say the 20 years, there has been a shift in like PTO and how people accrue it. Because you remember at one point in time, like I think like my parents' era when they were coming up and working, it was you just had 2 weeks, and that was like the standard of every job. Didn't matter, it was one size fit all. But you're seeing more organizations, companies, and places who are using a different level of accrual PTO, which is personal time off, and then also even in spaces of longevity, how long you've been with specific companies, how you accrue it as well. So those are some of the things that I can think of that come to mind as well. And then even having check-ins and saying like, "Are you okay?" Making gatherings specific for people to talk about wellness, what's going on with them, debriefing and compressing from things that are going on around individuals, and just like work retreats and stuff. People are doing a lot of those as well. Those things have geared up in the last 10, 15 years, even 5.
Right. Yeah, I was going to bring up PTO and in conjunction with what you said, with PTO, I feel like employers are encouraging people to take their PTO more than they used to, right? You used to feel very guilty about taking a day off or didn't feel like you should or could. And, I think there's, a lifting of that stigma of, you're a hard worker if you don't take your PTO, like that's being removed. And I think that's really important to do. This is one of the reasons, all of these reasons and things that we're talking about is why we created the professional work-life balance summit, because all of these pieces help us find balance in our day. So I would encourage you, if you are working someplace and, you want to join us on the 3rd and 4th, bring it to your employer, ask them about taking this time, having them pay for your ticket to the event for Friday and Saturday, share it out with the rest of your community at work. I know there's some people that, have it running while they're working and share it, things like that. So there's lots of great ways that you can do it. We have amazing presenters just like Sharon and Christine and Felipe with us just in this event. So just the knowledge that you've probably already learned just tonight in this one question, you're going to receive a whole lot more of that in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, Felipe.
I feel like I'm in school. No, I just want to see along that thing about PTOs, the reverse is starting to happen now. People are now starting to look bad when they don't use up all their vacation, because it's almost a sign like you're not managing your time well enough to take time off. And they're like, oh, just pay me out. And companies don't want to pay out your PTO. They want you to take it and be refreshed and not get burnt out. So if people think that they look good, it's actually quite the opposite now.
You're right. I would agree. And I've seen some PTO that expires this floating holiday has to be used by July 1, and so that really encourages people to take things like that coming through. So absolutely. Yeah.
So, with that said, we're talking about the summit. There's so many things that you're offering. There's so many things you've been a part of. We talked about some of the trends that we are seeing in the workplace over the last couple of years. Give me one word that describes wellness to you. Just one word. And I'm going to go with progress.
I would say intention.
Nice.
I would say holistic.
I would say active.
Dr. Ferry?
I know. I knew you were waiting on me.
Patience, right? You're demonstrating.
I know. The only word that's coming to my mind, and I'm trying to think of something else, is joyful, though. I mean, joyful. Nice. When I have, good work-life balance, I'm joyful.
Nice. So now I'm going to ask, why did you pick the word you picked? Out of all the words out there, why did you pick?
For me, I think I was never very intentional about my balance, and that's when it was defined for me. And a lot of the times it did not work out very well for me. And that's why I went through burnout. And one of the biggest reasons why I'm so excited that you guys are doing this summit, to help others see that it's okay to have that work-life balance and define what it means for them.
I like that. Sharon.
For me, I chose holistic because I feel like a lot of times in our society, we've been told that we have to compartmentalize ourselves. And, we're supposed to leave our home life at home, and our work life, is not supposed to come home. But for me, that has never been possible. And I know that's never been possible for a lot of people I know, because to think that we're going to be able to just cut off experiences that we have when we're all made up of all of our experiences. Mm-hmm. So, and I do think that we also have to take care of the whole person. You can't just take care of yourself physically and not take care of your soul, not take care of your, your mental health, because if one of those things is off, you're off. There has to be a balance. No pun intended, but there has to be a balance of the whole person.
Mm-hmm. I like that you said that, because it kind of goes to the next point when she talks about, when Felipe was talking about loneliness in a virtual space and weighing heavy solopreneurs, and having that level, like, you got to have the wholeness of yourself, and it's a lot to go on, because as people we we think it's one thing, this thing, and that thing, and it's not. It's so many combination of what goes on for whatever your balance looks like. It can look this way, that way, that way. It depends on your situation. And when we're talking about, using one word for balance, which is really hard to describe, that's why I started asking, like, exactly why did you actually pick that specific word? And I went to a training that talked about the epidemic of loneliness. And we do need to make sure that it's important that, we have friends, colleagues, family members, people we speak to on social media who go into work and feel lonely. We have people who have their own business and feel lonely. We have people who are solopreneurs and feel lonely. Checking in with people is so important as well. So I wanted to kind of point that out before going to Felipe and asking him why did he pick his.
That was very profound, by the way. I love that we share there, Damien. I picked active because it's what I've learned when I think about wellness, and you made me think about it because it didn't come to me right away. But I look at my mother, 93 years old. Wellness, one of the things that she does, she keeps her mind active. She's always learning. We all know that motion and activity keeps your body healthy and active. So being able to have time at work to go take a walk and things like that. And then actively learning and keeping your financial self, fit as well. So I think it's just always actively learning, moving, thinking, growing, evaluating, just that activity in general. Because I think complacency is the enemy.
And
Definitely well said. Go ahead, Christina.
I just wanted to let Nicole know, just because of her comment, as someone who is a solopreneur, one of the things I really love doing is going to meetups with other entrepreneurs to help with that, because they understand exactly what you're going through. They're going through the same struggles. It may not be the exact same situation, but they're a great way to get that connection and that bond.
And that's getting active with your community. See, it all comes together.
That was definitely a good tip. Thank you for sharing that. Dr. Farron, how about you?
Yeah. So when I am out of balance, I am not happy. I am not joyful, and I feel it. I feel it in my mental energy, in my physical energy. I do not feel lighter. I feel heavier. I do not feel, so joyful. I feel stressed. And so I know that when my life is in balance, then I am joyful. I'm lighter. I feel better. I'm joyful. Absolutely. So those of you in the audience, drop in your word. Thank you, Victor, for dropping yours in valued. We appreciate that as well. And thank you, Ian and Rob, for joining us tonight, as well as everybody else. So if you want to drop in your word, that means work-life balance for you, describes your approach to work-life balance. We'd love to hear it.
Can I just say one thing about Damien's word earlier about progress? There's a lot of value to that, because when you are making progress on something or accomplishing something, that sense of accomplishment really eliminates all that stress, worry, anxiety you were having about that. And so I just think progress is really important for people, because if you're making progress, it kind of doesn't leave a lot of time for the other stressful things that come into your head.
And thank you for that. So you made it easy for me to explain mine since you did it. But
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying you did the work for me. It is very easy. Like, I don't have to really do anything. I'm going to leave it at that. I was going to say, I was going to say similar to what you said. So I appreciate you for saying that. That just means that my word actually makes sense to people. And that's what's kind of important. We're talking about creating a summit. Like Dr. Farron created this summit for people to have opportunities to share and bring everyone in, and bring you in, and bring Christina in, bring Sharon, Jackie's in it. Kinga has been part of the summit, Nick, Leslie. And it's all about sharing information and ideas and having shared values, people. And it goes back to close the loop. It's similar to what Christina said to Nick. You got to be around people who understand what you're going through for it to make sense, so you don't feel lonely and feel alone, because we're all going through something. So I thank you, Felipe, for saying that. So that just lets me know that, I'm on the right page, especially since somebody from Human Resources is saying it. You see a lot of people going through it. We all are work in progress. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you all are presenters at the Professional Work Life Balance Summit. And in the chat, I've dropped in the link previously before the show started for the event. So, anyone that's watching can click that event. But, what about the event spoke to you about being a presenter with us? What was something that, you know, you felt like this is where I need to be? I've got something to say. Christina, how about you?
For me, it was because when I was going through my own burnout, I didn't have the words to know what I was going through in the moment. And I'm hoping that as a presenter, being alongside so many others that have had those words and expressed them, I can just add a few more that people can take away with them and hopefully can take on those words until they can find their own so that they don't struggle as long as I did with the burnout.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And Christina was a later addition for us. So we're so excited that you're joining us. We were hosting a Sunday night show and she was like, wait, and it worked out perfect. We had a presenter who couldn't join us and then it just worked out. So you were meant to be with us for sure. How about you, Felipe? What made you decide to come back this year and talk about work-life balance with us?
It's just what you do here is very relevant. It's relevant to me as a human being, but also my profession. I'm talking about wellness at work, whether it's the wellness at work, workplace wellness hour, or HR training I'm doing. And a perfect example is my topic's about wellness and AI. In 2 weeks, I'm literally doing a training for my managers and employees about AI. We're doing use cases. We're talking about do's and don'ts and creating some structure and policy around them so that they feel comfortable doing it safely. And then we're going to put them in breakout sessions. All that is to help them be a little bit more well at work. And this is just so timely. And so for me, you are very relevant. And it gives me a chance to share what I'm sharing in the workplace and what I'm practicing at home with others. And hopefully others can benefit from it.
And I love that. And that's the piece that I think, this is our third year doing that. Thank you for coming back to do this with us. But the things that you are learning that the audience is going to learn are relevant to today's workplace environment. This isn't the presentations from 3 years ago. Every year we host this, we host brand new presentations, new content, new topics. We do not repeat anything, and they are all fresh, current, and relevant. So I love that you're doing that because, efficiency in the workplace is huge to finding a balance, right? So thank you for sharing that with our audience. Sharon, tell us why you went from an attendee to being here as a presenter in the Work-Life Balance Summit.
Well, when I was an attendee, I was, as you both know, I was very interactive, shall I say, within the comments and even unmuting at times. But this is a topic that has always meant a lot to me. And so I really wanted to be part of the summit as a presenter because work-life balance is something that I really struggled with for a long time. And I'm not going to say that I never struggle with it now because I'm human, but I've learned over the years how to get a better handle on my own work-life balance. And it took me longer than it should have because of the guilt I felt around needing to take time for my life as opposed to work. And it took me a long time to understand that I'm a better employee. I'm a better solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever I am, when I'm allowing myself to refuel. Because when you just keep going, the quality of your work and the quantity, but mostly the quality, cannot be what it can be when you give yourself that time to breathe. So I really wanted to bring that message home and give some people strategies on how they can bring work-life balance more easily into their life without the guilt, because I'm hoping to bring some of the importance to being in balance in that way to our attendees this year.
Thank you. I love that. How about you, Damien? Damien's back again. He's stuck.
Well,
He's stuck.
hey, I just go back to the beginning. It started with me being hey, let's talk. Okay, what do you want to talk about? When do you have time? Okay.
He's impersonating my call to him. Hey, Damien, let's talk.
So it kind of started with Dr. Farron reaching out to me saying, hey, when you get a minute, let's talk and let's catch up. I got an idea I want to run by you. And then she talked about this summit that she wanted to do for work-life balance. And she started talking, saying like, hey, I want to do this for women, but I have so many guys that are amazing presenters that I've connected with, and I want to do this for a whole big group of people. And I was like, do it. I think it's great. It was a no-brainer. It was a great idea. And I started with I was presenting on a topic for the summit. And then as it kept getting closer and closer to the summit, I was like, do you want help? Like, it's a lot, like, to just try to pull off a summit by yourself. You need and she wasn't alone. She had her team, but it was a lot. And I saw how much work it was and how passionate she was about it. And I was like, let me help you. What can I do? We came up with Meet the Presenter Week. We were doing lives in audio rooms. And I think it just boiled down to, I believe in what the mission, the vision, and the value of what this is, big picture. Mm-hmm. You know, she had her kids involved and they were excited about it. And it's just, when you have somebody who has a shared value of what you believe in and they're doing it, I always say you want the people around you to win. And she was around me. I wanted her to win, and I wanted to just support her any way I could. Fast forward, like, we got to the point where it was like, hey, you want to do another summit? Let's do it together. And this was all in motion of the first summit, which was in 2023. Like, the Work-Life Balance Summit it's 3 summits. It's less than 2 years old. So much going on to it since being part of the summit. And I just wanted to continue to grow and continue to highlight so many amazing people in our area who are a part of this and give them an opportunity to present and do what they do.
Yes. Well, you're greatly appreciated.
You do.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated, and have such fun. We have such fun getting ready for these events.
Speaking of getting ready, so the countdown is on. We're rolling. We're going. What are some of the things that you mentally? That's not on part of our questions. What do you mentally prepare What do you do to mentally prepare yourself to do a presentation? And while you think about that, I'm going to tell you my experience at the first Work-Life Balance Summit, because it's inspired off of that. So for me, I got prepared. I had a laptop. I was ready to go. Had another laptop and I had a tablet. I'm prepared. And every time I do a presentation, whether it's in person, live, it can be in a school, it could be at a college, university, it doesn't matter, in front of a group of people, workforce, it's the same thing. I walk in and say, hey, you know the material, and as long as you know the material, the lights can go off. It could be one person in the room. You can have zero technology. Long as you're able to get in the room and you know the material, everything else will work itself out. Because all this is about is making sure that you can be able to cleanly articulate the information. So that's why I kind of start. And then I'm going to tell you the other story of it is I got in there and I could not get in my room. Nobody knew. Dr. Farron started it. And then I ended up being on my tablet, I had my tablet on the side like this, working on the tablet, had this going, and I really couldn't even start my presentation. And then I went into the presentation talking, and this is a virtual summit, talking my presentation until my other computer geared up and I switched over. So that is some of the things that happened.
And we survived. We survived.
And I tell that story so people know that it's not going to always work out the way you think it is going to work, but it works out the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
So I will tell you, for me, It's gonna sound funny, but I keep repeating to myself, just start scared. Like my first interview I got interviewed on, I literally had a high chair in front of me with a book, with an iPad on top of it, sitting in a desk chair behind it out in my backyard. Like, and it fell down and I missed half a question and my face was purple and I was just like, oh my gosh. But the takeaway is that once it's done, 90% of the time they're like, this feedback was so actionable, this information was great, when can we do something else? And had I just been like, nope, I'm not doing this, it's too scary, I could have missed out on helping others, when a lot of the times our skills are not for ourselves, it's for somebody else. Our message is for others, not for ourselves. So I just start scared, just like I am right now a little bit. So you never know.
I like that. Sharon, how about you?
Well, I think for me, I too allow myself to start scared, and I also let myself know that I just have to believe in what I'm presenting on. And really, if I'm presenting on something that I truly resonate with, and I believe in it, and I live the values that I'm presenting on, the rest is just, it'll flow. You know, if I skip a slide, if I skip a sentence, it doesn't matter. It's just about, for me, it's about connecting myself, like reminding myself that what I want to do is connect with the people I'm presenting to. Because if they walk away with one nugget of the many nuggets that I hope to give them, but if they're able to walk away with one nugget that can change the trajectory of their day, of their life, then it was a win-win. So, yeah.
Thank you. Felipe.
You know, for me, I learned a long time ago that over preparing makes me worse. I do not do well when I over prepare, and when I have scripted things, I don't do well. What I've realized is that I prepare, I have my topics, I have my talking points, I rehearse what I want to mention in those talking points, and I go through that in my head. But when the day of, and I do this with every presentation, because believe it or not, 20 years ago, I would be sweating profusely. My hands would be shaking. My voice would be quivering. I could not speak in front of more than 3 people. Now you can't shut me up, obviously. But here's what I remind people all the time. You're probably the only person that knows how this presentation is supposed to go. So if you miss a beat, nobody's going to be the wiser, because they don't know. So it's okay to allow yourself to have those mistakes, those hiccups, because nobody's going to know that it was a hiccup or mistake unless you do the, oh, wait, I just messed up, I need to stop and rewind. No, don't do that to yourself. Just keep on going, because they don't realize it. And so that eliminates the fear. And once you do that, you can have fun with it.
Thank you for that. How about you, Dr. Farron?
Yeah, I'm similar to Felipe. Like, I prepare a lot in my brain. Like, I'm thinking about it in different times of the day, of the points that I want to hit and make. Oftentimes also, like, I've been doing some more audio rooms on Clubhouse, and I'll be talking about that topic. And as I'm talking about it, I might jot a note or two down that I want to make sure that I hit, so I give myself a little bit of practice talk it maybe in another area. And then, I'm planning it all in my brain. And then when I go to sit down, I don't necessarily have to have a lot of words on slides. Like, I don't want wordy slides, maybe just a couple of things to remind me to go to the next part of the conversation. But I prefer a conversation that's pretty organic, kind of like this, where, there's a great interaction with the audience back and forth and talking, and, maybe streamlining that conversation to where the audience's needs are in that part of the conversation. So it's okay, I think, if your conversation takes a slight trajectory to make it more focused to what your audience needs, because sometimes you have to hear what they need really to tailor your conversation to. So, yeah. How about you, Damien?
I think I said mine. Mine was more so about me being able to say, you know what, as long as I know the material, I'm good. You know, and there was always a point where I would get like semi nervous before, um, until the first work life balance summit. I think the nerves went away after that. I don't notice me being nervous to start anymore. And the big nervous part always was being able to get my um technology working or be able to get in the room in the space or starting on time. So
Yeah. You know, it was really,
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna go ahead, Felipe.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to tell a quick little story. When I did my very first one, the very first, I was opening it, and it was the same thing. We had never done Zoom events before. We've done Zoom events 5 times now, so we were pretty familiar with the platform. But I think I am on. I am recording, and I am talking away. And again, like I said, Damien said, I had my team around me, and I've got one standing in my doorway flagging me down like, they don't hear you. You're not where you're supposed to be. And I'm like, what? And I'm dying. I'm like, this is why I had someone here watching, you know, we had computers in a couple areas of the house. So, oh gosh. But since then we've done pretty good, but there's always going to be a hiccup. Go ahead, Felipe. What do you want to say?
No, I was going to say a good sign to know that you're getting comfortable is when you can tell somebody publicly that they're wrong. And that kind of lets you know that you've gotten that comfort level where you're able to do that. So I just wanted to share that.
Yes, for sure.
I think I will add, though, I'm a little backwards at times with my nervousness, in that for me, I'm like, my entire life, my unique experiences have made me ready for this. So now, as long as I get like a nice outfit that I feel comfortable in, I'm like, that sets me at ease.
Yes.
On that.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Well, gosh, you know, here we are, you know, with just a couple of minutes left in our event today. I am so grateful for everyone that's in the audience. Thomas E. Harrington joined us as well tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kinga, for all of your engagement. We appreciate you. We miss you. We appreciated when you presented with us. Jeffrey, thanks for joining us tonight as well. We do think this is an incredible panel. Join us for every night this week. Through Thursday, we are hosting Meet the Presenters Night. So you'll meet other presenters as well on these nights. Tickets are still available for the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. You can find them on Eventbrite. There's a 2-for-1 deal, or you can go to Creative Living Ideas website. And then there's also the event link that is in the comment section here. So come and hang out with us. Like, we've got a lot of fun things to do.
yes. You want to close this one out with a quote, or do you want to ask one more question?
It's up to you. I'm letting you decide.
All right, cool. So one more question, last and final question. What would people coming to the summit, what should they expect? And you can only use 5 words. I'll go to make it set the tone. People who care about topic.
Find your voice.
I like that.
A variety of people / knowledge. The slash is in the word.
Okay.
Inspiration for work-life balance.
That's a good one. You was prepared for this game.
Freedom, peace of mind, strategies, caring, and value.
I like that.
Oh, I love that. Those of you in the audience, we've got Nick dropping one in, a breath of fresh air. Thank you, Nick, for sharing that. That is very sweet of you. We think so too. We think so too.
All right. And thank you all for joining us. So many people who joined us, who continue to put in the comments, the chat, any questions that you have. We'll love to follow up on it. We are live the next 4 more days, 5 days, 4 more at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have so many amazing presenters. Leslie Flowers, who was on, she'll be on Meet the Presenters tomorrow as well, and a host of other people as well will be there as well. I think Coach Lee too will be a part of it tomorrow. So join us tomorrow for Work-Life Balance Summit. Dr. Wanda, Paul, also. Last words, Dr. Farron.
Thank you all. Yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope to see you tomorrow night and at the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.